Hey everyone, how you doing? I'm out in the social media world today. I think my wife is trusting me with her valuable TikTok followers. And so if you watch me on TikTok, thank you for watching me on here. Also, I know that this probably shared on a couple other of our platforms. But I always like to say my name is Clyde Harden. I'm with Harden Enterprise Services LLC, where we respond to your needs through the gift of our experiences. I am aware that my wife shared with you some books, and listen, the books that changed her life and helped her out become the entrepreneur that she is. Listen, my wife says something all the time that leaders are readers and readers are leaders. That is so true. I used to never read. I hated reading in school, but it's such a valuable concept because this reason. I want you to understand this. If you're writing, this is a good time to write down. The reason why reading is so important, and I found this out, I can't remember who told me this, is in one of the books I read, but because great people, you probably never get a chance to sit down with them. Some of us already dead and gone, and we want to get mentored by them. Well, the best way to get mentored by somebody, if you cannot sit down with them, is read their books. They put all their secrets in there, and if you want to know how anyone became a success, usually wrote it down. So some great books that I read in my lack of reading. Now I have a goal. If you look at my vision board over there, I want to read books every year. I put lists of books on there that I want to read. And so let's talk about 7 books that I read that changed my life and helped me become the entrepreneur I am today. Listen, if you listen to these, write them down. I'm gonna give you the name of the book, a little bit about it, and the author that wrote it. So the very first book that really changed my life when it comes to entrepreneurship, thinking outside the box, beyond church, will be Steve Harvey, the book Jump. The book Jump by Steve Harvey. Great book. This book kind of gave me a real world perspective of life and how it slaps you in the face. But even a man like Steve Harvey, who wasn't the most known Christian in the world, but his leaning and depending on God, trusting his process, going through the journey, and doing what he knew in his heart that he was supposed to do, no matter what anybody said to him, and allowed him to become who he is today. That was remarkable. It was just life-changing. And for me, all of us could use that because all of us have something in us. So hearing this story was great. The next one I loved, once again, is into that inner piece, is instinct. Instinct, because just like Steve Harvey, this is a good compliment to Steve Harvey because, and when I say the author is T.D. Jakes, but don't get confused that, okay, it's T.D. Jakes, it's a churchy book. T.D. Jakes write more books that's about business and development and growth than he does about church. But this book talked about, that thing that's on the inside of us. Just like Steve Harvey. It's like the book kind of ran parallel together. But Steve Harvey gave a world perspective. T.D. Jakes went a little bit different and talked about more of the spirituality of what's inside of us. But listen, every one of us got something inside of us, and you need someone to coach you to understand how to deal with that. How do you deal with it? I'm sitting in a house. I'm sitting in an apartment, but I feel like I belong in a house. But no one in my family had a house before. Or I'm sitting on an 8 to 5, but I feel like I should be running this company. But no one in my family had a business before. You need to hear that. You need to see that and read it. So this book, Instinct, talks about how do you deal with that screaming thing on the inside of you to push you to go do what you know without a shadow of doubt you can do. Then the book Soar. Once again, T.D. Jakes, one of the greatest entrepreneurs this side of heaven. T.D. Jakes wrote a book, Soar. These 3 books I read them, literally, Jump, then Instinct, then Soar. But Soar is great because now that Steve Harvey had fueled me to believe that I can do what I feel, T.D. Jakes got more strategic with it and explaining what that voice was. Now Soar comes along and tells me how to go do it. Now think about it, Jump and Soar. Jump was like, I jumped off the cliff, I'm falling like crazy, really fast, but I know something in me told me to jump. Here comes Soar telling me how to glide. I don't have to fall. I don't have to, crash. I can actually, when I jump, I can actually soar. I can fly because he gives you strategic plans on how to make your business a success. He even teaches you how to write a business plan. Don't jump ahead. I read the first one, Jump, then Instinct, then Soar, because once you get to Soar, you understand what a business plan really is. He teaches you how to do it and really give your vision, give it, validity. So my 4th book will be, now listen, after you're jumping, after you're soaring, after you're following instinct, listen, don't read the 4th book just yet. Read the first 3, get the moving in your business. because if you read this other book, it won't make sense. If you're an entrepreneur and you're in the middle of being an entrepreneur, and you're like, man, I'm just not being as profitable as I want to be. I'm trying to move forward. Now it's time for you to read Profit First. Profit First is a great book because it teaches you how to become a profitable business. Now, some of y'all going to jump to that one first. But it's like, if you jump to that one first, it's like you're grabbing a hold to the gun, but you never was taught how to use it. So I challenge you that you read them in this order. It's helped me out. It's up to you. But Profit First was a great book for me because it taught me. My wife kept asking me a question, babe, why are we not making money? The business is making a lot of money. Why are we not making money? And I'm like, girl, we're not supposed to make money the first year. And her kept asking that question, made me stop and say, hey, why are we not making money? Well, Profit First taught me how to make money. The next book was Profit First. Well, the Profit First was written by Mr. Mike Michalowicz. Mike Michalowicz, he spelled that last name Michalowicz. It's Michalowicz. Mike Michalowicz. Listen, that book is great. And listen, I recommend you read that book first, even before you read the second book. But I'm a contractor. And, you know, contractors in business construction and general contractors, if you're a event planner or if you're hiring anyone else to provide a service for somebody and whatever it is, if you're doing anything like that, you need to read this next book called Profit First for Contractors. Profit First for Contractors. Because the business is a little different. Now, you want to read Profit First because it gives you a different perspective of how to become profitable. But now Profit First for Contractors take it to another level. Now, in the Profit First for Contractors is written by Shawn Van Dyke. Shawn Van Dyke. Great book, great book, great book. The next book I want to talk about, if you are a entrepreneur, you want to read is Rich Dad Poor Dad. Or even if you're thinking about becoming an entrepreneur and you just can't really put your finger on it. Why would I? Why should I? Everyone else is doing it. But, I think I should be doing this, but I'm not really for sure. You may want to read this book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's not a parenting book, first of all. I didn't read it for years because I thought it was a parenting book. No, it is a wealth building book, changing your mind to shift from the mindset of Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. He deals with the 4 concepts of how do you build wealth. Number 1, being a employer. Yeah. Number 2, being a self-employed. Number 3, being a business owner. Number 4, being a investor. So real quick on that one. And then the last one, the most valuable book I think out of all of them that really kind of brought it all together and gelled things together was The Richest Man in Babylon. So those are my books. The Richest Man in Babylon. Well, let's talk about first Rich Dad Poor Dad was written by Robert T. Kiyosaki. Robert T. Kiyosaki. And The Richest Man in Babylon was written by George S. Clausen. That book was a great book. It gave so much validity to wealth building. It was like the secret. The best way I can explain this book is if you had a chest that had dust on it, sitting in a corner, are the greatest secrets to wealth. And no one has opened it up. And when you open it, dust flies everywhere because this is just a great old secrets. That's what this book is about. And when I opened it up, it was the most beautiful gift anybody ever could have gave me. It's a hard read because it's written in like an Old Testament thought process, the King James Version Bible thought process. But it's wonderful. So I hope these books helped you out. I know my wife shared what you heard and what helped her out. And I think some of us may have some of the same books on there. But remember, readers are leaders and leaders are readers. If you're not reading, you're probably not leading. Or you're probably outdated with your leadership. All right? So God bless you. I love you. I hope this helps. And I hope that you understand that you're not too old to keep learning. Have a good day.